or the disheveled look, which you get that quite a lot, you know, in a lot of the shoujo mangas nowadays. The shoujo manga, you have something like this. Okay. Still, sorry, just a second here. So there's, yeah,
For sure.
They're thinking about it though. Wait until Christmas, 2 more months, right?
You know where to come back.
Okay, so here you have more spiky hair, and this is like typical of the shoujo. Shoujo by meaning, I mean girl comics. Little girls comics, they'll have like all these kinds. The main character, who's the underdog, usually have like this disheveled kind of look. Highlights, but still you're going to have the bangs here. I'm sorry, the bangs here. Okay, and then you have the side wings here. Okay, so just separate them. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and of course, if you have no hair, it's even easier. Tragic, actually. No. Dragon Ball. If you're familiar with some of the characters in Dragon Ball. The hairline, one of the mistakes that people I see often when you is forgetting that this space. There's actually, if you're bald, you just don't draw any hair. But there's actually, the hairline that kind of quiggles around like that. Okay. Okay. One more thing I think you've heard. Oh, highlights. Sorry. Highlights. Okay. Let's see, what can I do here? Okay. Highlights, there's 2 types of highlights. One highlights for the smooth hair, and which I like to call the halo effect. Okay, you guys know when you get the, it's like a donut shape. Okay, so for the halo effect, what I like to do is, now, again, there's many ways of doing this, folks. This is only just one of gazillion ways of doing it, but as long as I'm able to suggest the right effect, it works. Okay, so for example, okay. What I usually like to do is I'll draw like a band. Now this doesn't show very well because there's a color marker here. And what I'll do is, once I have this kind of band here, I'll go ahead and indicate this. Draw a couple lines like that. Just to kind of indicate that there's strands of hair, if you will. And make sure that this band of the hair goes parallel to the bangs. Or the bottom hair. It's just to show that the head is a 3-dimensional object, it's an oval object coming around towards you. Okay? So think big shapes. Now, if you want to draw something like shapes for something zigzag like that, for zigzag shapes like that, you can probably. Oops, sorry. Probably use a different color here. Use yellow. No, this not use yellow. Okay. For zigzag shapes, I'm just going to make it a little bit more simple so you can see the. Now, if you also notice, I don't start. My hair starts a little bit higher than the actual scalp, the head, if you will. You know, it just gives me a better sense of a more rounder shape. Okay. Okay. All right. So for zigzag shapes, you'll do the same thing exactly like this, except you kind of you would do the zigzag that would kind of loosely mirror, if you will, the zigzag shapes here. Okay. Now, right now it doesn't look like much, but what you're going to do, what you're going to find is, as soon as you start shading in all the shapes here except for the zigzag shapes, it's going to start standing out more. Sorry, now I'm just going to hack it out just a little bit quick, just for time's sake. It's like one of those cooking things, you know, you say, oh, this is what it's going to look like, and it's like, oh, well, it's done, right? Okay. So does that make sense? Kind of, okay. And of course, you know, if you have a bulb, you can just go like, you know, sparkle, you know, radiation, radiating, right? Mr. Queen, glass windows.
Do you?
Yes.
I was going to ask about the highlight because Ikaku has that from Bleach.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, you have like a highlight. So, and then what I'll be kind of for comic relief here. I'm trying to think what else I can. What I wanted to say. There's one more thing I wanted to talk about. Oh, yeah, yes.
Could you get more in depth about drawing eyes? I can't draw eyes for my life. I can do everything else with eyes.
How to draw eyes, realistic eyes, or
Anime eyes?
Anime eyes, big anime eyes. Okay, sure, absolutely. Eyes are actually that's a very good topic. I wish I wanted to talk about. Eyes. Believe it or not, eyes are based on a real anatomical structure. Now we have your eyeballs, your pupils, and irises, and everything like that. So, a little bit of history about eyes. And you have your eyeballs here, and your irises here. And what happens is you have your lower lid coming across your eyelid like that, and then you have your upper lid running across like that. Okay, so hence what you get in you're talking about something a more realistic issue. Another shameless self-promotion. I just did a book on figure drawing for dummies. It's coming out January. So. Okay. So here you have the highlights. And you know you have your tear shape out here, triangle. That's the result of the upper lid overlapping the lower lid. Okay, so that's pretty much what a realistic eye would probably look like based on sort of. So what the Japanese anime characters would do is they would do the same thing, except they would make it to a larger shape. Specifically speaking, you have a top